Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your new German lesson. In this video lesson, we will learn how to make questions in German. Simple questions, yes and no questions, in Präsens and Perfekt. So, arbeitest du? Hast du gearbeitet? Lernst du? Hast du gelernt? Und so weiter. Before we start, I would like to inform you that I have a new YouTube channel where I explain German but using only German. And I would like you to go and see what it is about and to tell me whether you like it or not and whether you can understand it or not. If you understand 60 or 70% of it, then that's the channel for you. I think you should follow it and get used to listening to German. Sometimes you will have to maybe guess the meaning of some words because there is no translation, but I think that's the best way to learn a new word, by guessing, and then it will stick in your mind. If you just see the translation into your language immediately after you see the word in German, you just see it, hear it, and poof, it goes away. But if you have to try a bit harder to guess the meaning, then I think there is a good chance that you will remember this word and that you will be able to use it later. So the link for this new video channel is below in the description. Let's start with the lesson now. Okay, so the verb work in German is arbeiten, arbeiten. Ich arbeite, du arbeitest, er, sie, arbeitet. It's a regular verb. Okay, so how do we translate? Do you work? Present simple. Are you working? Present continuous first. Let's see that. So do you work in German would be arbeitest du. So, no auxiliary verb. We don't have do or anything. We just start the question directly with the verb. In this case, you, second person singular, arbeitest du. So, it would be like work you, arbeitest du. And this one, are you working, like at the moment, would be arbeitest du. Arbeitest du. Okay, we can add here gerade. It's like at the moment. Arbeitest du gerade would be like, are you working now at this moment? And arbeitest du in general. Do you work? Hast du eine Arbeit? Arbeitest du? But anyway, do you work and are you working? The same thing. Arbeitest du. No auxiliary verbs in present tense. In German, we start the question yes and no question, simple question. We start in German with the verb, the main verb. We just have to pay attention to the form of the verb, so to conjugate. So in second person singular, it's arbeitest du. Arbeitest du. Arbeitest du gerade. Okay. And the third thing is past simple here in English. So, did you work yesterday? Did you work yesterday? Usually when you start learning German, you learn present tense and then Präsens, and then you learn perfect. So not preteritum, which would be a simple tense, but you learn to speak using perfect. So now we will use perfect and we will translate this sentence, did you work yesterday? With, we don't need this, with hast du gestern gearbeitet? It would be like, have you worked? Have you worked? Hast du gearbeitet? Haben is verb to have, and here we use it as an auxiliary verb, second person singular hast du, and past participle form of the verb arbeiten is gearbeitet. So hast du gearbeitet, literally have you worked or did you work. Hast du gestern gearbeitet? Did you work yesterday? So we cannot say have you worked yesterday in English, but we can say hast du gestern gearbeitet, so we can use perfect when we talk about something that happened yesterday, for example. And we should use it. So, hast du gestern gearbeitet? So we learned that if we want to make a question in Präsens, we just start with the verb. Arbeitest du? Do you work or are you working? And if we want to make a question, yes and no, simple question in past tense, we start with the verb again, but this time with auxiliary. Hast du gearbeitet? Okay, now we will try with some other words. Understand. Understand is verstehen. Verstehen. So, if I want to ask, do you understand? So it's again, do you? Simple question, yes, no question. So how do we say, do you understand in German? We say, verstehst du? So again, we just put the main verb at the beginning and we add st because it's du, it's second person singular. So it's verstehst du? Verstehst du? Do you understand? And if I want to ask you the same thing but in the past, did you understand or have you understood? We said that we would use perfect again when we talk about past. Did you understand? Hast du verstanden? So, hast du gearbeitet? Did you work? Hast du verstanden? Did you understand? Pay attention to this form, past participle form of the verb verstehen. It's irregular. Verstehen, verstanden. Verstehen, verstanden. Arbeiten, regular, gearbeitet. It has ge at the beginning, te at the end, gearbeitet. But this one is irregular, verstehen, verstanden, so we have to learn it by heart. So, verstehst du? Do you understand? Do you understand? Did you understand? Hast du verstanden? Hast du verstanden? Okay, let's try with the buy. Kaufen. Okay, so do you buy bread? Would be only kaufst du Brot. So we start with kaufst du Brot. The verb at the beginning. Do you buy bread? Buy you bread. Kaufst du Brot? Kaufst du Brot? And again, are you buying bread now? Where are you now? Are you in the bakery? Are you buying bread now? Would be the same. Kaufst du Brot? Gerade. So, present simple, present perfect, the same thing. Kaufst du Brot? And how would we translate the sentence, did you buy bread? Using perfect in Deutsch. Hast du Brot gekauft? So similar to hast du gearbeitet, because kaufen und arbeiten are regular verbs. So we have ge and t at the end. Hast du Brot gekauft? Hast du gestern gearbeitet? And did you understand? Hast du verstanden? So every time we have this hast du, hast du, hast du, it's like have you, have you, have you, and then past participle forms of verbs like gearbeitet, verstanden, gekauft, and pay. Bezahlen. Pay is bezahlen. So do you pay bills? Are you paying bills? And did you pay bills? Do you pay? Bezahlst du? Bills, die Rechnungen. Bezahlst du die Rechnungen? So we start with the verb. Bezahlst du die Rechnungen? Are you paying bills would be the same. Bezahlst du die Rechnungen? And did you pay bills? Hast du die Rechnungen? And bezahlt at the end. Bezahlt is past participle form of the verb bezahlen. So as you can see, verstehen, verstanden, bezahlen, bezahlt. So bezahlen, verstehen. These prefixes be and fair are not separable prefixes. So when we want to form the past participle form of these verbs, we don't add ge at the beginning. Unlike kaufen and arbeiten, we put gekauft, gearbeitet. But with bezahlen, we don't put bezahlen, just bezahlt. Verstehen, we don't say verstanden, so verstanden. So when they have this B, C, B, R, fair, these inseparable prefixes, we don't put ge, that's the rule when we form the past participle form of the verbs. Okay, so bezahlt du die Rechnungen, hast du die Rechnungen bezahlt. Let's move on to know. Know is wissen. Wissen. Wissen is a peculiar, let's say, a little bit, because let's conjugate it here. It's irregular. Ich weiß, du weißt, sie es weiß. And then in plural, it's regular. Wir wissen, ihr wisst, und sie wissen. But interesting thing is that in first person singular and third person singular have the same form. So it's not weißt, like kaufe, kaufst, kauft. Third person singular doesn't have this T, and the first person doesn't have E at the end. Kaufe, verstehe, bezahle. But ich weiß. We don't say ich weiß, I know, but we say ich weiß. Ich weiß es. I know. Ich weiß es. Weißt du? Er weiß. Wir wissen, ihr wisst, sie wissen. Okay, so do you know would be weißt du. Weißt du? Weißt du, wo wohnt? Do you know where he lives? Weißt du, wo wohnt? Oder weißt du, ob Deutsch spricht? Do you know if he speaks German or not? Weißt du, ob Deutsch spricht? So we usually have something else behind this weißt du. We have to continue. What? Weißt du etwas? Okay. And did you know in past tense is hast du gewusst. So past participle form of wissen is gewusst. Arbeiten, gearbeitet. Bezahlen, bezahlt. Verstehen, verstanden. Irregulars. Wissen, gewusst. Okay. The next one is speak. Sprechen. And this one is irregular in Präsens. So ich spreche, du sprichst. Sie es spricht. So the thing is that this E from the infinitive form of the verb becomes I, E, in the second and third person singular. And it's always like that. So if the verbs are irregular, they are irregular in second and third person. Spreche, regular, sprichst, spricht. Esse, isst. Gebe, gibst, gibt. Nehme, nimmst, nimmt. Okay, so it's always third and person, the second and third person singular that are irregular in Präsens. Okay, so ich spreche, du sprichst. Do you speak would be sprichst du. Are you speaking? Again, sprichst du. And did you speak? Hast du? Irregular, gesprochen. Papa. Gesprochen. Hast du gesprochen? Eat. Essen. Ich esse, du irregular isst. Sie es isst. So do you eat or are you eating would be isst du. Isst du Gemüse? Isst du Fleisch? Isst du Obst? Isst du Äpfel? Was isst du? What do you eat? Isst du. And did you eat would be hast du gegessen. You have to learn these past participle forms of the irregular verbs. I mean the same as in English. Eat, ate, eaten. Sprechen, gesprochen. Speak, spoke, spoken, etc. Okay, essen. Then we have sleep, and that's schlafen. Again, irregular. Ich schlafe, du schläfst. Sie es schläft. So we have this umlaut. in the second and third person singular. So do you sleep or are you sleeping would be schläfst du? Schläfst du? And did you sleep? Hast du geschlafen? Schläfst du? Hast du geschlafen? Hast du gestern gut geschlafen? Drink is trinken. Here we have a regular one. Ich trinke, du trinkst, der trinkt. Okay, so are you drinking? Do you drink? Would be trinkst du. Trinkst du. And did you drink? Hast du irregular participle getrunken. Past participle. Hast du getrunken? Getrunken. Try is versuchen. Versuchen. Do you try? Are you trying? Versuchst du? It's a regular one in Präsens. Versuchst du? Versuchst du? But did you try? Hast du versucht? It's the same as verstanden. So ver, it's not a separable prefix, so we don't put ge. Versucht, verstanden, but verstanden, versucht. Hast du versucht? Write is schreiben, schreiben. So do you write or are you writing would be schreibst du, schreibst du. And did you write? Hast du irregular one geschrieben. So this I, schreiben, goes to E, along E, geschrieben. Hast du geschrieben? Read, lesen. Ich lese, du liest, sie, es liest. So it's irregular one. And then do you read? Are you reading? Would be liest du. Liest du ein Buch oder eine Zeitung? Was liest du? And did you read? Would be hast du gelesen. Lesen, gelesen, lesen, gelesen. Use, benutzen, benutzen. Benutzt du? So the second and the third person singular have the same form. Ich benutze, du benutzt, benutzt. Because we cannot pronounce benutzt. So benutzt du? And did you use? Hast du benutzt? Hast du benutzt? The same form. Benutzt, Präsens, benutzt, past participle. Can is können, and that's a modal verb. Modal verbs are irregular. Ich kann, du kannst, sie, es kann. So similar thing with ich weiß, du weißt, sie, es weiß. That is first and third person singular have the same form. Kann. So can you speak would be kannst du sprechen. And here we usually use something else, which is Präteritum. Konntest du sprechen. We don't use it with hast du gekannt, hast du gesprochen, können. We use konntest du. So it's form second person singular. Präteritum. Ich konnte, du konntest, sie, es konnte. So it works with all modal verbs. We put them in the past in Präteritum. Ich musste, ich sollte, ich wollte. All with T, tätest, T. Ich musste, du musstest, musste. Ich konnte, du konntest, konnte und so weiter. Okay, I think it's enough for today. See you next time. Bye.